Today, we're doing something a little different. We're not just talking about a game. We're talking about a passion. We're talking about stepping into the virtual cockpit of some of the most advanced military aircraft ever built and truly flying them. Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Jaxom Talks channel. If you've ever looked up at the sky and dreamed of being a fighter pilot, if you've been fascinated by the intricate systems of modern jets, or if you just love a challenge that pushes your limits, then you've probably heard whispers of something called Digital Combat Simulator World, or DCS World. DCS isn't your average flight game. It's a hardcore, incredibly realistic combat flight simulator. It's exhilarating, it's frustrating, it's beautiful, and it's utterly rewarding. But let's be honest, for any newcomers it can look very intimidating. The sheer depth, the complex controls, the demanding hardware, all this can make it feel like trying to land a space shuttle just to get started. And that's why I'm here today. This isn't just an introduction, it's your roadmap. We're going to demystify DCS World, cover what you need to get started in terms of PC specs and essential equipment, and crucially, point you towards a fantastic community that will help you take your first steps, or even your first combat mission. So strap in, because we're about to take off. So what exactly is DCS World? At its core, it's a free-to-play platform developed by Eagle Dynamics. The free version comes with two aircraft, the venerable Russian Su-25T ground attack aircraft, and the iconic World War II P-51D Mustang. It also includes a vast map of the Caucasus region. But the real magic of DCS comes from its modules. These are paid add-ons that represent incredibly detailed, study-level aircraft. When I say study-level, I mean it. Essential switches, remembering every button. The modeling of the systems in these cockpits is meticulously simulated. You'll learn how to start the engines, manage fuel, operate complex radar systems, navigate, and engage in realistic air-to-air combat or devastating ground attacks. We're talking about a wide range of iconic jets like the F-16 Viper, the F-18 Hornet, the A-10 Warthog, the F-14B Tomcat, and even helicopters like the AH-64D Apache or the Mi-8. Each module is a game in itself, offering hundreds, if not thousands, of hours of learning and enjoyment. Beyond the aircraft, you also have paid terrain modules, like the Nevada Test and Training Range, the Persian Gulf, or the Syrium app, which offer incredible variety for mission design and online play. The appeal? It's the unparalleled realism. This isn't just about pointing and shooting. It's about understanding flight dynamics, energy management, sensor operation, and tactical decision-making. It's challenging, it's demanding, but when you successfully execute a mission and you land safely after a tense dogfight, the sense of accomplishment is unlike anything else in gaming. It truly feels like you've earned it. Building your flight sim rig and gaming PC specifications. Alright, let's get down to the brass tacks. DCS World is beautiful and complex, but as a result, pretty demanding on your PC. This isn't a game you can reliably run on a potato. You'll want decent hardware to get a smooth, enjoyable experience. First, let's talk the CPU. DCS is very CPU intensive, especially for single-core performance. Minimum specs. An Intel Core i5 or AMD equivalent from a few generations back will get you in the door, but expect stutters in busy scenarios. Recommended specs. For a good experience, you're looking at an Intel Core i7 or an AMD Ryzen 7. The faster the single-core speed, the better. Next, RAM memory. Minimum spec. 16 GB is the absolute bare minimum, and you'll likely feel it struggling, especially with larger missions or online play. Recommended spec. 32 GB of RAM is highly recommended. It makes a significant difference in loading times and overall smoothness. Now, the GPU, the graphics card. This is where a lot of the visual fidelity comes from. Minimum spec. Something like an NVIDIA GTX 1080 or AMD RX 580 might run it on lower settings, but this won't be pretty. Recommended spec. For 108 OP gaming, an NVIDIA RTX 2060 Super 3060 or an AMD RX 6600 XT 6700 XT is a good starting point. If you're aiming for 144 OP or even VR, which we'll touch on, you're going to want an RTX 3070 4070 or an RX 6800 XT. 7800 XT or better. The more VRAM, the happier DCS will be. Finally, storage. This is often overlooked. Absolute must-have, an SSD solid-state drive. Do not even think about installing DCS on a traditional hard drive. The loading times will drive you insane, and you'll experience significant stutters. Recommended. A fast NVMe SSD is ideal. DCS can easily take up over 200 gigabytes with just a few modules and maps, so make sure you plan your storage accordingly. You don't need the absolute bleeding edge, but investing in a solid CPU and GPU, along with at least 32 gigabytes of RAM and an SSD, will save you a lot of frustration. You can fly DCS with a keyboard and mouse. You can also try to sculpt a masterpiece with a hammer. It's technically possible, but it won't be fun or effective. To truly enjoy DCS, you need some specialized equipment. 1. The HOTAS hands-on throttle and stick. This is your bread and butter, a joystick and a separate throttle quadrant. Entry level, highly recommended that you start with something like the Thrustmaster T1600M FCS HOTAS. It's affordable, precise for its price, and gives you a taste of the experience. It has enough buttons and axes to control most basic functions without needing to reach for the keyboard constantly. Expect to pay around £150 to £200 for a decent starter HOTAS. Mid-range, the VKB Gladiator and Stevo or the Winwing Orion 2 are fantastic upgrades, offering much better precision, build quality, and more controls. These are where you start to feel a significant difference. High-end, for the truly dedicated, there are brands like Virpil, VKB Gunfighter, and Thrustmaster Warthog. These are serious investments, often costing several £100s or more, but offer unparalleled realism and durability. 2. Head tracking. This is almost as crucial as the HOTAS. Being able to look around your virtual cockpit by simply turning your head is a game changer. It vastly improves situational awareness and immersion. Budget-friendly. OpenTrack with a cheap webcam and some IR LEDs is a DIY solution that works surprisingly well. Recommended. Track IR is the gold standard. It's plug and play, incredibly precise and reliable. Expect to pay around £150 to £200. Alternative. Tabai Eye Tracker 5 offers eye and head tracking, which some prefer. 3. Virtual reality, the ultimate immersion. If your PC is powerful enough, and I mean really powerful, especially the GPU, VR takes DCS to an entirely new level. Being inside the cockpit, seeing the scale, the 3D environment, it's breathtaking. Recommended VR headsets, Meta Quest 2 or 3, PC2 VR via link cable or AirLink. Word of warning, VR in DCS is demanding. Even with a high-end PC, you'll be tweaking settings to find the sweet spot between visual quality and performance. 4. Rudder pedals. These are optional but recommended for helicopters and prop planes. For fine control of rudder and nose wheel steering, especially in crosswinds or helicopter flight, rudder pedals are fantastic. You can bind the rudder to a twist axis on your joystick, but pedals offer much finer control. Entry level, Thrustmaster TFRP. Mid-range or high-end, MFG crosswinds, Virpil and Slaw device. So, while a good HOTAS and head tracking are almost non-negotiable for a truly enjoyable experience, start with a decent entry-level HOTAS and then gradually add to your setup as your passion grows. Okay, so you've got your PC, you're looking at your shiny new HOTAS, and you've downloaded DCS World. Now what? This is often where people get overwhelmed. The manuals for these aircraft are hundreds of pages long, the controls are intricate, and there's a steep learning curve to even basic flight, let alone combat. This is where the power of community comes in. Now, when it comes to helping new pilots get started in DCS, there is one group that really stands out, the Grim Reapers. Seriously, if you are even thinking about getting into DCS, you have to check out the Grim Reapers. They are an incredibly welcoming community that actively encourages and supports new players. They have a comprehensive library of tutorial videos on their YouTube channel for almost every module in DCS, breaking down complex systems into digestible lessons. But it's not just videos, oh no. They have dedicated training servers, regular group flights, and a huge, friendly Discord server where you can ask any question, no matter how basic, and get help from experienced pilots. They even have training programs designed to guide you through your first steps, from cold starts to basic combat maneuvers. This kind of hands-on, community-driven learning is absolutely invaluable for DCS newcomers. I cannot stress this enough. Don't try to learn DCS completely by yourself. Join their Discord, watch their tutorials, and get involved. It will accelerate your learning, prevent frustration, and introduce you to a fantastic group of like-minded enthusiasts. So there you have it, your introduction to the incredible world of digital combat simulator. Yes, it's demanding on your hardware, And yes, it requires a significant time investment to learn. But the rewards, the immersion, the challenge, the pure joy of mastering a complex machine and soaring through the virtual skies are absolutely worth it. This isn't just a game. It's a hobby, a skill, and a journey. With the right equipment and the support of an amazing community like the Grim Reapers, your first flight is just the beginning. Are you ready to strap in? Have you already taken to the skies in DCS? Let me know in the comments below what your favorite module is, or what you're most excited to learn. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Jaxom Talks for more content, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next upload. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.